So welcome everybody to our solstice celebration and a community celebration. We are going to be recapitulating 2018 and setting intentions for the next year. My name, by the way, is Erin Alexander, just in case you don't know.
My name is Miles Reed.
And we are here with our beautiful community of being energy, the methodology that we have co-founded 10 years ago, and at the Energy Life Science Institute, celebrating our life, celebrating the solstice, celebrating the end of a year and the beginning of a new cycle around the sun.
And to start today, we always like, as you know, to come into the body so we can experience something completely, not just as a mental experience. So we have a little bit limited space, so we want to just do first something that is conducive, is an energy pass to help us release any unwanted things. So one of the things today is to release from the year anything that we've carried through that we want to let go of as we enter into 2019. So very simple. Here are the hands. So I wanted to do like if you're walking in the air and all the fingers are moving very quickly. Make sure you're moving also the thumb, because typically we leave out the thumb. All 5 fingers, and as fast as you can. So you can do it as a way to gather as much tension as you can, or fatigue in those fingers. Let them get really tired. A little more. Relax the shoulders as you do it. Don't tighten your ears. And now thrust it out. Loose the wrist. Just let it vibrate out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Exit. And now hands up, and we open and close. Open and close. Open wide and close all the way. 5 fingers activity. A beautiful view on the background in the middle of the Pacific. Get them really tired, and then thrust, palms up. Nothing, loose the wrist, and thrust and release. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Excellent. Just vibrate the arms. Anything that is kind of lingering, you let it go. All around the world, with our great energy group in Russia at the moment. Also, we welcome all of you.
And in Mexico too.
In Mexico, also with Tom. Fantastic. All right. Now, much better. Let's release the diaphragm for the breath. Okay, so under the rib cage, dig your fingers in and massage all the area underneath the ribs. Lean forward a little bit so you can have a better opening. Use all the fingers and grab anything that you want and release it. And now let's open the area of the chest so our hearts can be present. Massaging in the pectoral muscle, digging in there, release this arm so it's not holding, and massaging this muscle right here. And release the arm, massage the other side. Feeling yourself coming into your own energy field, being in touch with yourself. Release this. And now massaging with the fingertips, the spaces between the ribs, just by the chest bone. Brushing the chest. Massaging the jaw, These are all openings. So we're doing simple ways to come into the body and to release unwanted tension. And through that, experiences and emotions that are held in the body. And as we come into the solstice and the end of the year, we want to let go of. Stretch the jaw, release the hands, brush the hands a little bit, place them on the eyes, rest those eyes for a moment. Deep breath in, deep breath out. 3 deep breaths. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And as you inhale again, let go of the hands, come up on the eyes. And exhale, eyes open, coming lastly into the crown, massaging a little bit, open our connection to the stars. And then you can grab energy from the crown and you lift it, lift it, lift it, lifting yourself up and let go. And the left hand. Lift, pull like energy line, open yourself up to infinity and release it. Excellent. Here we are more present. Very well. I'm going to show you a PowerPoint.
Okay. Let's go to the PowerPoint presentation. So what we are going to be doing today, the peaceful warrior. So what is the difference between the peaceful warrior and living life with fear? So when we live in fear, we live in the polarity of being a destroyer or being a victim. Fear, we have fear that the other person will get ahead of us, that won't be enough for us, competition, war, and fear leads to violence. So what peace has to do with this is a state of consciousness, is trusting life, is being on a state of gratefulness for everything around us, is the shifting of the assemblage point from fear to love, bringing the assemblage point inside ourselves. When we are, the assemblage point is away from us, is when we get prey of these polarities, or being a victim and being contracted, or being way too expanded. So bring ourselves home, back home. And the solstice, the sun, is our source of life, as our teacher will say, and as is the belief of the Mayans and the ancient Toltecs. Is our source of consciousness, our source of life. For that reason, celebrate the sun. So the solstice, for some of us in the Northern Hemisphere, is the shortest day of the year, and the light will start. And for some of you in the Southern Hemisphere, is the longest day today, is the highest point of light. So this is a great opportunity, the solstice, to go inwards to the lowest point of life, review the past and recapitulate in 2018, and also to then afterwards go to the highest point of life and set up our intentions for next year, the new cycle around the sun. So before we start recapitulating 2018, we will hear from our community examples of their recapitulation and what they have been reviewing. So we will start with Beth. If Beth is around.
I'm here. Hello.
Oh, there you are, Beth. Yes. Hi, Beth.
Hello. Good morning from Alaska. For some of you, it's evening. And I was asked to talk a little bit about, what my challenges were for the year. And I think overall, my big question for myself for the year was, what is important? And it was important, what is important for my students? What is important for how I use my time? What do I expect from my students? What is important? How do I open my heart to them and still expect them to do well? And then that went to me, and it's like, what do I expect? What is important in my life? And how am I using my time? And am I using it in creative ways? Am I using it just to work? And I realized that being that creative part of myself is as important, if not more important, than everything else. And then we had an earthquake, and it really brought what is important right up to the front of my face. And it was really, what is important? The things that are broken, you put them in the trash can. Some of them meant a lot to me, some of them didn't mean a lot to me. But all of you, those of you that have experienced volcanoes, hurricanes, floods, earthquakes, you all know that I think one of the things that we end up doing is trying to get back to normal. And I thought, what is important in my life? And it was just creating a sense of home again after having everything, thrown about, and looking at all the things that didn't happen, that my life was in fact in good order, that the house is fine, the things around me still function. We have a very good infrastructure here, so we've come through this disaster pretty well. And my emotions are settling down, just like the tremors are settling down, and I'm finding that priorities are coming back to this with part of one. I am already given to the power that rules my fate, and I cling to nothing, so I have nothing to defend. And that's where I'm at right now. It's like all of this I live with it, but it's so temporal that, my life is good, whatever I have around me.
Beautiful, Beth.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Very moving.
Thank you for sharing.
Beth.
Thank you.
Thank you, Beth. We go to Chris.
Hi.
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 Hi, we saw your drawings in the gallery. That was amazing, your work.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Chris.
It feels good. So my name is Chris Osgood. I live about halfway up the coast of Maine in the United States, and I'd like to share a short story of gratitude. Throughout this year's series of Path with Heart classes, we've been encouraged to identify and list significant events in our life. In recent classes, we've been asked to take a look at how these events weave together throughout our lives to see how they're linked. And as I look back at the events that stood out, I saw myself faced with many obstacles or challenges that often seemed insurmountable. There were the learning challenges from childhood. There were traumas, both emotional and physical. There were the loss of loved ones and parents emotionally detached or absent. From my late teens throughout my early adult years, I became